Hey, what's going on YouTube? It is a Saturday morning. Pretty tired. It's like 7:30, but I had to make a contest video for my boy Gmluv9. And what he wants to talk about is, what are our goals as a fish hobbyist? What are our goals in life? And how are we going to achieve them? So it's pretty easy for me. Just a little bit of background on me. I just graduated from college, got a degree in business and accounting, and just a lot of good things happened. I placed 8th overall in the world for a business simulation, so that's pretty exciting. So having a lot of interest from some companies because of that. A lot of people could say, I could go into accounting, make good money. I could, go into business, run a business, do something like that. The truth of the matter is what I want to do for the hobby and what I want to do for the rest of my life is basically the same thing. I definitely love the hobby. I love breeding shrimp. I love growing plants. I just really enjoy it. I got a lot of people that really believe in me, and I really think I can start a little hatchery around here where I live, which is in Ohio. It's pretty cheap for property. It's pretty cheap to set up a greenhouse, set up a buy an old factory, because we're considered the Rust Belt. We used to be the Steel Belt. And then the steel industry went real bad, so now we're the Rust Belt because all the steel rusted. And so there's a lot of factories out there. You can get one for a fairly good price. And, I really think that's what I want to do. I've been talking to some people and looking at some options of going to, maybe Tokyo, maybe Japan, Taiwan, Florida, somewhere where there's, breeding facilities that are very successful. And I would work in their accounting department and, just learn the numbers, learn how they manage, where they buy stuff from, and, just learn the ins and outs of the industry, and then, really just take my passion, which is the hobby, and just take it to the next level and really enjoy it. So I think that's my next step. How am I going to achieve it? I've been applying to different breeding facilities. I applied to a hatchery around where I live. There's actually a pretty, fairly decent sized one for Ohio. I was actually surprised, but they breed a lot of tropical fish, a lot of tropical shrimp, exotic shrimp. They breed a lot of frogs, just tons of plants, a lot of cool stuff. I applied there. They actually just got back to me. They said they won't be hiring. They keep it a very small, family-oriented business. And so that's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. And then I applied to a couple places in Florida, which that's where I want to go. But if that doesn't work out, I can definitely go overseas, which is fine. Most places overseas speak English, so it won't be a big thing. And actually, for business, foreign companies, usually like a Japan or Taiwan or a place like that, actually looks at American working for them as like it brings respect and integrity, or maybe not integrity, but it brings like ownership to the company. It makes them look better. And I don't know if I'm using the right choice of words. It is 7:30 on a Saturday, but that's just a little bit about what I want to do and where I want to be. And I actually when I get started, because this is definitely what I'm gonna do. I mean, there's no question about it. Because if I don't do it, I'll just regret it for the rest of my life. That I could have did this, but I didn't try. So my ultimate goal is to learn it, love it, start it, and then look to YouTube. I know there's some good people on YouTube that really have a passion for the hobby, and they're so tied up in what they're doing, like their jobs. They're like, hey, I got a good paying job. I make $60,000 a year. Why would I leave that for to start a fish hatchery? The truth is, why are you, if you don't love your job, why are you doing it? Money isn't important. Money isn't everything. I mean, money is important, but it isn't everything. My favorite quote, or my favorite analogy is that, you ask somebody, you're like, hey, did you ever hear of somebody that started a business that you thought was crazy? Yeah, everyone's heard of somebody. Did you ever hear of somebody that started a business that was lucky? Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of people. How about have you ever heard of somebody that started a business that was smart? And you're like, oh yeah, I know a lot of people that are smart. And if you look at it, whenever someone first starts a business, people are going to look at them and be like, dude, you're crazy. Why are you doing this? You got a good job. You got a family to support. Why are you making this sacrifice? And, you know, there's no explanation. They're just like, hey, I'm doing it. This is what I want to do. A couple years go by, they start making money. They're doing really well. People look at them, they're like, man, you were smart. You know, you came at the right time. You were real smart. And then, you know, he went from lucky to being smart. And then, or from being crazy to being smart. And then, you know, when he's old, he's got this great business, just making bank, really not doing anything. You know, all the younger kids and everyone around him are just going to look at him and be like, wow, man, that guy got lucky. He got real lucky. And so the truth is, you start off being crazy, then you're smart for a little while, and then everyone looks at you like you're lucky. So my advice is, you know, if you got a dream, man, go for it. Do it now, because there's no better time than now. If you wait a year, you never know what will happen. So do it now. Have fun with it. Dream big. Dream big is, you know, that's what I live by. You know, I'm always dreaming big. But I'm sure this video is getting long. I really can't tell. You know, GM, I hope you appreciate the video. I hope you watched the whole thing. You know, you're my boy. I've been watching you since the beginning. You're the one that inspired me to get to YouTube. So I really appreciate everything you do. I love that you're always, you know, on the line, on the borderline, always doing some crazy stuff. Somebody asks you a question, sometimes you give them the bird, and yeah, it just cracks me up. But anyway, thanks for the opportunity. Really appreciate it, and good luck with the contest. See you, YouTube.